First of all, let me just say I'd like to thank everybody for being in here this morning. Again, this press conference, we're going to be talking about vaping. And as governor, I signed Executive Order 1918 on October the 15th, 2019, announcing a statewide campaign to educate, warn, and deter vaping among Missouri's youth. The EO directed the Department of Health and Senior Services, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, along with the Department of Public Safety, to within 30 days of this order to implement this. They were asked to use existing resources and appropriations to join forces in developing a statewide campaign designed to educate, warn, and prevent the use of vaping devices among the youth of the state of Missouri. It has been 30 days, and we are here today to follow up on each department's progress and to launch the Clean Air campaign. First of all, I'd also like to say to my directors that are here today, each one of them is going to come up and have an opportunity to speak, to say what their departments and their agencies have done. But I want to thank all my directors for working hard the last 30 days to come up with a program that we could implement statewide within that range, within resources they have within their departments. They've all did an outstanding job of that and understanding the importance of us in the state of Missouri to get ahead of this vaping issue. I think when we all started, we thought the vaping issue was going to be a deterrent towards smoking. I think we're still trying to figure out, have we created another problem? So I think right now it's important for the public notice, especially for the youth of our state, to understand the importance of vaping, the harmful effects it could have, and where we're going to head from here. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Director Williams, Department of Health.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Again, Randall Williams, Director of Health and Senior Services. And again, can't thank you enough for being here today. As we go forward, we're trying to change a trajectory. We know that the rate of youth vaping has doubled in the last 2 years, and that's true for Missouri as well. Also, we're sensitive to the fact that Missouri reported its second death last week, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and the providers who took care of that patient. So our mission is to change that trajectory, as the governor said, both long-term for teenagers and youth who we think are particularly susceptible to the harms of vaping, and also in the short term, those people who may be susceptible to vitamin E, which the CDC now thinks may be a primary etiologic agent for E-Valley or e-cigarette vaping-associated lung injury. I think one thing the governor always tells us to do is to make others around us better. And I think this initiative that we, again, thank him so much for starting, is an example of that. If you ask me what is different about what we're doing, it is that while there have been groups and advocacy groups who've been tackling this problem, for the first time, the state of Missouri is bringing its resources, and I can't thank our partners enough in DESE and public safety for what they're bringing to the table. Again, in a public health campaign, we're always looking for platforms to push out messages. So for the Clear the Air campaign, we're incredibly thankful for DESE especially, which has given us a platform. So it is mostly a social media campaign, because we know that's how teenagers in this day and age, a large part of the time, gather their information. And again, success would look like is if every teenager in Missouri knew that vaping is harmful. It can be harmful short-term, and it can be harmful long-term. That we know that teenagers who vape are 4 times more likely to smoke, and that 90% of people who become addicted to smoking do it before age 21. So again, we're incredibly appreciative of our partners, both outside of government and in government. We're incredibly appreciative to you for helping push this message forward. And again, we have a website that we'll be giving you more information about. I hope you'll look at our media campaign. We've had a lot of creative people working together across all 3 departments. And we talk to young people who've been very helpful in helping us design our message. So again, to just all on behalf of public health and all clinicians here in Missouri, we just say thank you to the governor and all those involved.
Good afternoon. Margie Van Dieven, Commissioner of Education for the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. And I too would like to begin by thanking all of you for being here today, but especially thanking Governor Parson and his staff for initiating this important effort with the executive order last month. which really pushed us all to come together to do more to address the vaping epidemic among our youth. The toxins and additive drugs children may be exposed to when vaping can cause damage to areas of their developing brains that specialize in attention, learning, and mood, all of which are obviously key components to their academic and personal well-being. Providing safe and healthy schools for Missouri students is vital in ensuring that each child has the opportunity to graduate ready for success. And that's why we are really excited to be working alongside those beside us to make sure that we are able to distribute all of this information to our public school districts and charter schools across the state. We've been working with the Missouri School Boards Association as they are developing model policies for our schools to address, and with the Missouri PTA as we work to educate all of our parents on this particular Clear the Air initiative. So we at DESE do appreciate that opportunity, and we are grateful to our educators across the state who face this issue head on each day, providing both parents and educators resources to better inform on the risks of vaping and on how to identify vaping devices and their signs of their use will give greater support to address this issue with their students and our children. It will take a strong community effort like this to be put into place to tackle this comprehensive issue. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dottie Taylor. I am a state supervisor with alcohol and tobacco control within the Department of Public Safety. Thank you also to Governor Parson for including ATC and the Department of Public Safety in this team effort. At ATC, our job is to enforce state and federal laws that ban the sale of tobacco to underage and vaping products to underage people. That's under 18. As parents, many of our agents understand how important this really is, and we don't want our sons and our daughters and our neighbors getting their hands on a product that can have such a devastating effect on their health. ATC has 6 agents who work full-time on enforcement efforts to ensure that retailers are complying with youth tobacco laws. This also includes vaping products and vape shops. Over the last month, our agents have been emphasizing enforcement efforts on all retailers that sell vaping products. We've also updated our website to better highlight the dangers of vaping and to make it easier for the public to report retailers who are selling to minors so that we can investigate. Our enforcement operation shows that 83% of Missouri retailers are checking IDs. That's the good news. And that means they're denying those sales to those that are under 18. But that does still mean that we've got 17% that are selling. We believe that continuing our enforcement efforts, along with merchant education and training, as well as continuing to focus on the dangers of vaping, can move the percentage of retailers in compliance closer to 100%. But we think the Clear the Air public education campaign can have an even bigger impact because it is going directly to the young people and giving them the facts and reducing the temptation to try vaping. We're committed to working with everyone who cares about the health of the kids across the state and grateful for the chance to be a part of this effort. Thank you.